with one of the students, taking him outside. He had no idea that inside the coffee shop,
tracking him now, you can see exactly where he is.
James was live streaming his camera and pinpointing his location. He has access right now to this.
Oh, no.
James can even control his text messages. What is this? Hey, can you send me your password?
I didn't text that.
You didn't text that?
No.
But it says you did.
Yeah, I did.
And James says someone doesn't even have to be on their phone to be hacked. Even when you weren't using the phone. We still got a picture of you.
Oh, what? How?
So the phone was just sitting there on the table, looking right up at you. And experts say the danger is far greater than just a stolen selfie.
Once a cyber criminal's into your phone, they can access your usernames and passwords, your credit cards, basically to be able to profit from your device without you knowing.
And Google tells us it has been tracking this particular malware for months, and it's constantly removing bad apps from the Play Store. It has also added to its review procedures, but the company says it really relies on the community of users and developers to watch and find those malicious apps.
I'm watching that. I'm so scared. I want to go back to a landline. I don't want to get cell phone. What should people do if you've already been hacked? It's not enough to change your password.
It's not enough, because once the hacker is in, the hacker is in. So really, if you think you have a bad app, you have to delete it, and then you have to wipe your phone, you have to restore it. But when you're looking at those app stores, you want to make sure that you're looking at the company, the developer of that app. Make sure it's a legitimate company, and then download it only if you know it's legit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Thank you. That was very, very informative.
It sure was.
Okay, so now I did this not for you to get scared and throw away your phones. Don't do that, because you couldn't function in today's society without it. You say you want to go back to them flip phones and that, you couldn't do much in today's society with them little flip phones. Okay, but a couple of things. The Google Play Store. Remember now what the person got that app from. Android. Most of you have Android phone. Most of you, almost probably everybody, unless you have an iPhone, every other phone is an Android phone. It runs on the Android software, and you download those apps from the Play Store, Google Play, and it's owned by Google. Android was made and owned by Google. That's number one. Number two, they said that they depend on users. But Apple does not depend on users. Apple goes through those apps before they get on the App Store. Now, I'm not saying one may not get on there, but they haven't as of now. And you know why they don't really target the iPhones and Apple software? Because there's many more Androids. There's many more Google. There's many more Android phones out there. So if you're going to go after something, you go after the one that way has the biggest fish, and it's the easiest one to get in. Google has so many developers trying to put apps on their store that they're not really researching them all to catch the fake ones. Apple does. Apple does. You can't get on. It's hard to get on the App Store. All right, to develop, and they send you through some real changes to do that. So the key thing is make sure that when you go to download an app, it's one that you need, and the developer. Check the developer, because you can read through and you can read information on the apps. Check the developer of the app and make sure that the app is a good app. All right. If you need to, you can also get the information on the app, even though it's on the Google Store. Write down the information on the app, and then you can go out of the App Store. Go out of the Google Play Store. Just go to Google and Google that and ask, is this a good app? Okay, and see what comes up. All right. Before you download the app onto your phone. All right. So this is just something to call our attention to what's going on out there, and to say, you almost have to unplug from technology. You almost have to unplug totally if you're concerned about some of these things, and you're going to protect yourself from. If you think, but we're not checking out of the whole world. We got to function here in this world. All we got to do though is make sure that we looked after, take our time, check our information, check the apps and everything we were dealing with, and make sure that they're legitimate, and then continue to make progress. Let me make one more important point. Why I say we could not function in this world without the technology? Do you know really money is transferred around the world in just bytes, just lines of code. I mean, millions and millions of dollars goes around the world like that. Do you think they could just unplug? You think the bank could just unplug and just stop? We couldn't function. The world couldn't function. But they build things in to try to safeguard it as best they can. Now, they get hacked too. Banks get hacked. A lot of times we don't know they've gotten hacked. They try to hide that stuff, but they get hacked. You know, but they don't stop business.
Extreme audience can't see you.
All right, they don't stop business. They continue. They just continue. They just continue their business. All right. So, with that, the last piece of information I want to give the audience here is this works on most of your phones in here, computers. They work on a still called Wi-Fi. That's how they connect to the internet through Wi-Fi. We've upgraded the Wi-Fi here at the Mosque, and we have a new extender that extends the signal here, so the signal's stronger. And it's got a pretty good encryption on it. But none of it is foolproof. All right, you have to make sure that you watch your own devices. I say that because let me show you something. Let's see. This little signal here, that's the Wi-Fi signal. That means I'm on Wi-Fi, and I'm on the Wi-Fi here. What I've done is make sure I've downloaded the most latest update for my phone, and I encourage all of you to do the same. All right, because there are some unscrupulous people out there that have tried to now come up with a way to hack the Wi-Fi, hack the signal. All right, and even though they use some good protocols now, they call them HTTPS protocols or whatever, there's still out there some who's trying to bypass it. But those who have tried to do it, Cisco, Intel, and Samsung were among the companies whose products were affected, but have since updated their devices because they were able to hack into them using the Wi-Fi. But they've updated devices. Now, what I mean by update, when they send you an update, you get that email, or you get something that says, here's an update, download the update right away and update your phone. All right. Because what they've done is they found a vulnerability. They found something out there that's a problem, and they've come up with a patch for it to correct it. But if you don't upload it to your phone, you won't protect yourself. Phone, computer, iPad, computer, whatever it is, when they send out updates, make sure you update your phone, computer, or technology, or iPad, or your tablet, because everybody doesn't have necessarily an iPad, your tablet. All right. With that, brothers and sisters, are there any questions about anything I presented today? I'll try to respond to them if you have any. If not, may Allah continue to bless us all, and we continue to progress forward. With that, also, this concludes the live stream portion of our program here. But as always, we encourage those who are watching us on the internet to go to YouTube and subscribe. Yes, sir, Brother Man.
Just because we're on this subject, you got the iPhone 10.
Yes.
They came up with the iPhone 8 about
Just
2
before.
or 3 months ago.
Yes.
I bought the iPhone 7 this year because I lost my phone.
Okay.
It's been a while before I get another one.
Yes.
The iPhone 8, a lot of places they are advertising, okay, get one iPhone 8.
They get another free.
They give one free. I mean, what's the difference between the iPhone 8 and the iPhone
10? There are some differences between both the iPhone 8 and iPhone 10. And what I like to do, Brother Imam, is at my next presentation, to do a presentation on the differences, because some people are upgrading, and I said I was going to talk about upgrades in technology. This is just like yours. This is the iPhone 7. I had 3, I'm giving 1 away, but I'm keeping this one, the iPhone 7. And there's some real I want to also talk about some of the things, the reason why I'm keeping the iPhone 7 and not going to the iPhone 8. But I'll do that, inshallah, first Sunday in January. If Allah blesses all to be here, I'll do a presentation on those differences. There are some differences. One is in the price, and you know if the price is if you know if the price is different, it isn't. there are some differences, and I want to share them with you. And I'll share with you. Most of you know that I drive Uber and Lyft, like Imam Jane does, and maybe a few other people around here. All right, but I do both. And you don't have to have two phones, but I use two phones. It's easier for me to do it with two phones. And my other phone, you know, I give away my phones. I don't sell them back. But my other phone, my wife is telling me to hurry up, get off. But my other phone, I'm giving to my son. It was an iPhone 6 Plus. I'm gonna give that to him. But I'll talk about these inshallah next first Sunday. Okay.
Can you give us a couple of examples between the two? Say,
iPhone
there
8.
are some people that may purchase something
The
before
iPhone 8 and
the
iPhone
next
10?
one. A couple of examples.
Okay, yes. Price. Price
Other
is
than
one.
the price.
No, let me just give you the price. That's the big one. The big
You
one.
said price.
This one, they probably don't know what the price is. So let me just tell you, this one starts at $999. That's iPhone 10.
That's one close to $1,000.
That's it. That's it. $999. That's the one. That's $999. That's it. The iPhone 8, you can get them for $700.
Yeah, it's coming down.
It's coming down.
Yeah.
Okay. The 10 is not coming down. And there's no buy one get one free on the 10. All right. But it's a good phone. There's a lot you can do with the phone I'm going to talk about right now. But it's a good. Okay. So the price is the big thing. The other thing is, to me, is it has longer battery life. 2 hours battery life longer than the 8. 2 hours longer than the 8. You know, and even with the 8, they made a 8 and an 8 Plus, but the 10 is just a 10. It's just one size. They didn't make a 10 Plus. So that's 2. That's actually 3.
I was disappointed I didn't see you in line for
Oh, no way. No way. Thank God. This year, Brother Imam, I did go to T-Mobile. T-Mobile's my service provider. And I have a nephew who works there. And I ordered the phone. I ordered the phone through his terminal so he could get the credit for it, right? They sent it to me. They shipped it to me. Oh, it's so easy now. It's so easy now. They shipped it to me. I downloaded it. I put all my information on here. Switched to SIM cards. I was in business just like that. Yes. That's what they've done so far. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Uber got hacked.
Yes, they did.
How did that affect you?
I don't think it's affected me yet because I've checked my credit report. There's nothing on there. Not supposed to be on there. But Uber did get hacked. Uber got hacked. But what they did was, it was almost like a ransomware. What they did was they held them hostage. Uber paid them to get access back to those files, right? So before those files, now, like some say, but you don't know if those files were never used. Well, for the most part, they probably didn't because they would be able to go back to the people that they paid off and probably prosecute them. But they got hacked. And not just for the drivers, but the passengers. Okay, the information was at risk. All right. What the key thing was is that Uber didn't report it.
Oh boy.
That was the problem. Uber didn't report it. All right, and they're getting sued now from a lot of places now because they didn't report it, and which is what they probably should have done. But it didn't affect me, thank God. But again, like I say, check your credit reports. Check your credit. It's the best way to make sure that your identity has not been stolen. Okay? All right, brothers and sisters. With that, I greet you with the greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Look, Brother Deen and Brother Akbar, you see my head is just shining like I'm much more brighter now. Excellent job. I tell you, Worth Deen and Brother Akbar, as I keep mentioning, they got me into the modern age. When they got, I had my little flip phone. And, the Mosque said that they're gonna buy me one because they couldn't catch me. And I just went on I just used my company phone. And greatest thing I ever did was get one of these smartphones. And smartphones made you smarter. And I had an Android, and then finally I went to an iPhone. With that, Dr. Lynn is coming up, and then main speaker will come up after Dr. Lynn. She'll be have a short presentation of the last first Sunday we dealt with education, and so President Worthy Mohammed II he wanted to have a follow-up of that education piece. So they did have a meeting and so forth. And Sister Dr. Lynn will go over the meeting that we had, and whenever she's ready. Oh. Good.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
I pray Allah everybody is doing well inshallah today. Just to give you a quick overview of the meeting that we had since our last first Sunday, and then to take you forward so that inshallah you can recognize some of the things that are taking place as part of the Mosque Cares and the program that that the Mosque Cares is running, or that's running as the result of the Mosque Cares making things available. So first of all, there were a lot of positive comments that came out of the presentation made by Sister Jamila Medyoun on the need for us to make sure that we keep the focus on our Islamic educational program for our youth. She spoke adamantly about us making sure that we don't leave their education to anyone else, that there's an obligation on us to make sure we provide our youth with the foundation that they need. And there's a history in our community where our parents, grandparents, and many of you in this room and that can hear my voice, that you participated in making sure that individuals such as myself, my spouse, my siblings, and many, many others, some are actually in this room as products of our community. Many of you are parents who had children in our educational program. Many of you taught in our educational program. So you were here to make sure that our youth had a strong foundation. And many of us are continuing to do that today. Sister Jamila addressed the issue of the gaps that exist in our educational system, because the focus is not on our youth. It's on economics, it's on capitalism, it's on things of that nature, and the academic portion is being governed by that, instead of us actually making sure we provide the children with what they need. But one of the things that I heard her address, more importantly than the academics, is the fact that we're not dealing with the whole child. We're only looking at one aspect of this. We're not looking at the entire child. We're not looking at their spiritual development. We're not looking at what the world calls their social emotional development. We're only looking at the academic progress. So with that being said, we talked a little bit about this last first Sunday, and then we had a meeting on it, and I was selected to be the spokesperson for the group. But we wanted to bring to your attention some of the things that are happening. Actually, part of the Mosque Cares program, we are running an Islamic Studies program out of this facility on Saturdays and Sundays. And I wanted to give you an overview of that and reach out, and inshallah, that whole concept of the village helping to raise the children, inshallah, get more input from those who can hear my voice to help even make this better. So let me hold on a second. Brother Akbar, how we doing?
I'm trying to get this. My hands are not that small. I'm trying to plug this in. I have to keep talking a little bit.
Do you want me to try to plug it up?
I'm going to try. I'm going to keep doing this until I get it done.
Okay. All right. So just a quick overview of what we are doing. We have a Saturday program that exists here currently, and this is not on first Sundays, but the second through the fourth Sunday of the month. We have had a Saturday program running now for a little bit over 3 years, close to 4 years. That program includes some physical activities. In the past, we've had martial arts, we've had boxing, we've had some other types of physical activities to try to deal with that whole physical body concept in a healthy way. And then we have music. So we've been running. We've been running a piano class, an adult piano class, and there have been some youth that have been a part of it, but primarily the students are adults that have been partaking in the Saturday program. And then on Sundays, we've been running a full program, which includes, we have Quranic Arabic, we have Islamic studies, including the tafsir of Imam Deen Mohammed. We have history, where we focus in on African American history. It's going to be on this TV over here, where we focus in on African American history. We have music, which includes chorus and different types of chorus instructions that have been focusing on historical concepts with our community. And we have visual arts that the students have been engaged in, which includes some drawing, some physical clay-based structures, using different media to learn different things. And we've been teaching science without it being just, oh, here's a formula for you to remember, or here's some vocabulary for you to remember. We've tried to make it where it's tying into some of the other lessons that they're learning. And what we've been doing in the last couple of years with this program is using themes. So most of the instructions have been thematic-based instructions. We have been working with students as young as 5. Currently, we have children who are between the ages of 7 to 14. We are about to take a semester break because of the winter months and the harshness of bringing the children out during the winter months. So we're going to take a semester break. And we'll be starting back up in March, inshallah, after we have 2 more weeks this month, and then we'll be taking a break. So March 10th, we're starting back up with the Saturday program, and then that 11th, we'll start back up with the Sunday program. We've met since we heard the feedback of the believers last first Sunday. We've had 2 meetings since then, and we've altered our program just slightly based on the interest that we've heard. We've listened to the children, we've listened to the parents, we've listened to the community, and so we've altered a little bit, and this includes some of the alterations that we have built into the program that'll be beginning in March. There is the opportunity for us to take younger children that will be in a different space and inshallah operating in a similar time frame as what we've been doing with the older ones. We have a sister who's, they say necessity is the mother of invention. Well, we have a sister who is taking care of her younger offspring, and because she's doing that and she's one of our teachers, she's actually expanding our program to include younger ones. We are going to include more academic content. So we have a partnership now with the New Medina schools, and we've been able to make it so that the curriculum can actually be tailored towards the needs of the students. If a child needs assistance, for example, in math, maybe they are strong in their math skills and their school doesn't provide them with the extra stuff to let them just continue to soar, we can give them an enriching math experience. Maybe we give them a whole class, or maybe we give them content material that allows them to just learn more in specific areas. We're going to give each child a diagnostic test actually in this month, and so those children who are already registered will have an idea of what their strengths are and their academic areas of need, and inshallah we'll be tailoring these classes to meet their needs. They may not have to do the entire course, maybe they'll just do certain sections and then move on to the next thing that they need to do, or they'll be able to take entire courses. Those students who are maybe at level or maybe struggling in one area or another, these classes can also help them. We're going to make these classes available to them virtually, but we'll also be here with them during our class periods to guide them through that program so they're not operating by themselves. And we encourage parents who partner with us to make sure that while they are working at home, because they will have access to this at home, that they are using it appropriately. And so we're not expecting this to be a babysitter where the children are just there, you know, in front of the computer just working. They do need a computer. There's, you know, they do need a signal just to download this on their computer. And it is Wi-Fi, there's a need for Wi-Fi, but it is password protected. And we're not encouraging anybody to give out their passwords. I appreciate Brother Akbar's comments on security. We have the system that we're using, they do virus checks on a regular basis. And we try to make sure that this platform I'm using right now, platforms that we use for these online classes, that they are sweeped regularly to, inshallah, minimize the viruses. But we can't just totally get rid of them, and that's why I appreciate his warnings to us during his presentation. Our projects that we do, I said we teach from a thematic standpoint. Our projects are centered around the students and their needs. So the thematic program that we offer, we pick themes, and I'm going to show you some of them in a minute. We pick themes that we feel helps the children progress, giving them a foundation and then helping them, inshallah, move forward with that foundation. And so our classes, I said earlier that we have our science, technology, our music, our history, our Quranic Arabic, our Islamic studies. We tailor, and our physical activities, which includes our African dance. And there's a talk, some people have said that they wanted some of the sports activities. So we have a person who's talking about possibly providing those who are interested with some football coaching. So we're trying to listen to the needs of our students, our parents, and at the same time consider our dean as we structure this. So we do tailor the students. We do have a policy that the students come first. They come first. We truly, as far as all the volunteers are concerned, and we have three sisters are sitting over here, Sister Esther, Sister Camila, and Imam Elam has been helping us out with some history lessons. Myself, Imam Nafis Mohammed has been helping us out with some field trip options, and he's working on another one right now. So we've had, Sister Tahida is not in the room right now, but she's been doing our dance instructions. And Sister Jamila has said within her busy schedule, inshallah, she's going to serve as a special topics teacher for us, inshallah, focusing on some geography lessons, inshallah, in the future, and possibly a couple of other things. So she's also going to be working with us when we start back up in our next semester. So we are making sure that we are doing student-centered projects where we do believe strongly that children matter. So that's a major theme that we have running amongst all of our staff members. We're also helping to teach the students to fend for themselves. So there's some executive functioning skills that we have been using, and we're going to build more into our academic program. We are looking for community involvement. We are teaching the students the importance of being engaged, and we're also looking for the community to, there have been those that have been doing an excellent job, but we're trying to seek more. We talked about with Sister Jamila's presentation last first Sunday, the importance of a mentoring program. And so we're looking to increase that, inshallah, as we do more. So you're going to hear us today. I'm going to talk about it. Sister Robin is, inshallah, going to make sure that this link is going to be made available on the Mosque website. So if you don't participate today, you will be able to sign up through the Mosque website. And we want to try to increase our fold by bringing the community on board. Does that mean you need to physically be here? That is totally your call. Virtual help is great. Webinars are great. We have the capacity to be able to do those kinds of things. We can save what you do. So if the only time you're available is right before Fajr prayer, that's fine. We'll let you do whatever you can, and then we'll present it to the students when we can, when they're with us or when they're ready. So there's a whole lot of different ways that you can participate. And we're looking to increase their involvement, not just in the community-based activities, but also, inshallah, help them compete in a positive, competitive way with each other, as well as children around the United States and Bermuda, because we actually have a Muslim school in Bermuda. So even outside the United States, so we're looking to increase our Islamic competitions and make those more available. So we We've been doing some things in-house, but inshallah, we're going to be doing more things outside. So that's our program in a nutshell. And to try to speed through this a little bit, I'm going to go back to the mentoring. These are some of our themes currently. We started the Hajj part back in the early summer, and we are